Hi everybody, John Senior here, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 2 of FUNKQUEST with one new Funkster and one returning Funkster. So we're carrying on to crown the Grand Champion Funksters, Season 4 of FUNKQUEST. And if you've not listened to the show before, we ask random people random questions, and we're looking for funk, interesting ideas, things that we'd never thought about, books we might want to read, other interesting tidbits that we don't necessarily or won't necessarily have thought of ourselves. So we have number 2 seed, Jean Robor. Jean, where are you dialing in from?
I'm dialing in from Burlington, North Carolina.
Excellent. You've got a bit of a southern twang. Is that what you call that?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And we've got Randi Bowslaugh. Randy, where are you dialing in from?
Welland, Ontario in Canada.
Welland, Ontario. Excellent. So we've got England, US, Canada. We've got a tri-nations. Excellent. So quick recap of the rules. Each Funkster takes it in turn to pick an icon. Behind the icon is a question which may or may not be related to the icon. You get a minute to answer the question, tell a story, tell a joke, and then we move on. At the end, audience, you can decide who goes through to the next round. So, Jean, number 2 seed, we're going to ask you to go first, and you can pick some scissors, a street circus, a bicycle, or a high-heeled shoe.
I think I'll go with the bicycle. That looks like fun.
The bicycle. Question. What difference do zodiac signs make to you?
Zodiac signs. Now, this is something that I've heard about for a long time over my lifetime. And sometimes I've read my horoscope, and sometimes I go years without reading my horoscope. I don't think they really make a bit of difference to me, to be honest with you, because I don't change up my life no matter what the horoscope says. I am a Scorpio. I do know that. And that means I'm going to have a birthday in about a week. So y'all remember that.
What how do you read it? Newspaper, internet? How do you read it? The horoscope? Do you just stumble across it or what?
Yeah, I haven't read it in years, but I think the last time was on the internet. But it used to be way back in the day, because I'm not as young as I used to be. Used to be way back in the day, I would read it in magazines, like women's magazines.
It's almost like a filler. I just
right.
Yeah. So Scorpio, what is the characteristics of a Scorpio?
Oh, we're just overall great people. That's all I know.
Excellent. So Randy, hopefully you've got the idea. The rule is that you can pick that icon only if you have a story to tell. Otherwise, it's kind of bad form and a little bit of cheating. So you can have scissors, the street circus, or the high-heeled shoe.
The circus sounds like fun.
The circus. Where do you go to get pampered?
I go to the gym, specifically kickboxing gym, to get pampered. Might sound a little bit strange, but I'm a kickboxer, so I love going there. So my version of pampered is getting hit in the face, or rather hitting other people in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is there a level of kickboxing? Is it like martial arts, like black belts and brown belts and all that?
It doesn't have belts, but there's like novice, and then there's advanced. So there's really like 2 under 10 fights and above 10 fights.
So what are you? 1,000 fights?
Not quite. On the books, I have like 8 fights.
8 fights. Won 8, lost 8. Is it like boxing? Won 8, drawn 8. What?
It's a little bit like that, yeah.
Do you have head guard? Do you have head guards and all that stuff? I can't.
Oh yeah, headgear, the mouth guards, shin guards. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Jean, you can pick question 2. A pool table. I don't know what you call those, but we call it a tram. Some fruit, or some small children's feet.
Well, since I'm a grandma, I just think those are the cutest little small children's feet. So I'll go with that.
Well, you might come to regret that choice, because what thing about the opposite sex confuses you the most?
Well, Jonathan, I'll try not to offend you at all, but I will say communication. Communication is the big thing. And it's not always with the opposite sex, but I find it seems to be more often in my experience. You know, I can say something, my husband says something else. We think we're on the same page, but we are not on the same page. And I just wish there was some kind of rule book or maybe you know, some kind of directions I could go by to know how to communicate with the male species a little bit better, because especially when you're talking about going out to dinner, you know, it's like, okay, where do you want to go? Well, where do you want to go? Well, I want to know where you want to go, or I wouldn't have asked the question. We go back and forth on that a lot. We've been married 20 years and we still do that. So I would say communication is probably the thing that confuses me the most when I'm dealing with the opposite sex.
We could write, the three of us, the Funky Thinkers Guide to Communicating with the Opposite Sex.
Absolutely.
We do that. Somebody said to me once that the secret to a long and happy marriage, and I've been married for nearly 30 years, is being able to say what in a different room and your spouse understands what you want or what you're saying. I'll leave that one with you.
Yeah.
Question, are we on question 2 still? Randy, you can have a pool table, a tram, or some fruit.
All right. Well, since she took the one that I was going to pick, because I'm also a grandma, I guess the pool table. I enjoy pool.
The pool table, now this is appropriate if you're a grandma. When was the last time you said never?
That's a good question.
Oh, they're all good questions.
I don't like to talk in absolutes, so never is a word that I don't tend to like to use, just like I don't like to use the word always. So
nice.
I honestly cannot remember the last time I actually said never, because absolutes are just not a thing I like to talk in, because you never know. There's always that slight little itty bitty chance that it just might happen.
Do you think that the world is increasingly going down the road of absolutes?
For some people, yeah. Some people are very much in that you always have to do this, never do this. Woo, frustrating.
We've lost the art of negotiating, talking like Jean just said in last answer. We've lost the art of compromise.
Yeah.
And we almost do that or we never do that. Excellent. Good answer. Question 3. I don't know what you call this. We call this a lime drink. Some soldiers, a sunset scene, or some lemon tea. I bet you're a lemon tea lady, Jean, aren't you?
You know, lemon tea sounds really good because I love the flavor of lemon, but I think I'm going to go with that sunset because that just looks really peaceful.
Question. Where do you keep all your tools?
Oh, this is a great question. So let me give you the backstory. This year, I actually sold my house. It was a 6-bedroom house, moved into this 2-bedroom apartment. So let me just say, I had accumulated over the maybe 30 years I'd lived there a lot of tools because we lived in an old house. It was built in the 20s. Things break. Things need repairing all the time. So we had a lot of tools. And when I moved, I gave away almost all of my tools because I was moving into an apartment, maintenance free. So nice. When you ask where I keep my tools, I have a little set of screwdrivers and a couple of other things, and I keep them in the linen closet.
Excellent. So what did you give away? What did you accumulate?
Oh, everything.
Everything. Drill?
Hammers, power tools, everything.
Did you have a sander?
A sander? I didn't have a sander, no. I'm not that savvy with tools, so I didn't get that fancy with them.
Lovely. Randy, question 3. You can pick a lime drink, some soldiers, or lemon tea.
Well, hopefully Jean doesn't pick the one that I want to pick in question 4. So I will again go with my second choice and do the lime drink.
The lime drink. Okay, here's an open goal. How would you define yourself?
Well, because I go on lots of different talk shows and podcasts and stuff like that, and I always ask you for your little short bio, I've gotten really good at this question. So I define myself as an author, a speaker, and a mental health advocate. But there's more to me than that. And I would just say very creative, crazy sort of person.
How can you be crazy and do kickboxing? I'd have thought that you've got to have, wits about you and all that.
I think you have to be crazy to do kickboxing. You go to ask people to punch you in the face for fun. It's a little bit crazy there.
What's the biggest person what you fought against in terms of size and weight?
I fought a girl who was half a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
But weight-wise, you have to be within the weight class. So 5 pounds bigger than me would have been the biggest that way.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, because you think you've had a bit of a run doing it's your first time on FUNKQuest, So we're going to let you go first for question 4, just so you can't moan that you've been docked out,
Well, she
docked
did
out,
it
docked out of the
2
question. There you go. So question 4, you can have some pencil crayons. We think that's a donkey, a ball, or a mountain scene.
I'm going to go with pencil crayon.
What do you think the New York Times headline will say on this day in 10 years?
I think in 10 years it'll say something along the lines of, remember the pandemic.
I thought we were going to say it's still on.
That's true. Okay. It will say, remember the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause
as we're saying it's wave 4 where I live.
Wave 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be welcome to wave 443 or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget your masks. Big sale.
Big sale. What would your local paper say in Canada? Like Wheat Festival or something like that?
Where I am, it would probably say something like, you can't go to the falls because of the pandemic.
There you go. They'd be banned. It'd be I don't know, plastic fence or something. Riot police stopping you go away. Is that time up? Time up. Jean, question 4. You can pick a donkey, a ball, or a mountain scene.
Well, I've just recently been to the mountains in North Carolina, so I'll pick the mountain scene.
Now, I appreciate this might be a local knowledge, but which is the best roller coaster ride?
The best roller coaster ride. Oh my goodness. Well, I like to go to Carowinds, and I will tell you that around Halloween, they call it Scarowinds because they make everything so scary. But to me, the roller coaster cannot be any scarier any day of the week. I haven't been on a roller coaster in a few years just because every time I go on there, I feel like my stomach is just churning. I mean, I don't like roller coasters. I like going up the hill, but coming down, oh my goodness, that's the scary part. And I will scream my head off. But I believe the scariest I've ever ridden has been at Carowinds.
Is that a theme park near you?
It is. It's not, it's about 2 hours away. It's actually on the line of South Carolina and North Carolina in the city of Charlotte. So if you ever come, you need to check it out.
I'm with you. I don't go on that type of stuff. And you could ridicule me or laugh or whatever. I ain't going on that because I just get sick, travel sick.
Yeah. I'll probably never ride another one.
No, I definitely won't. And if my grandkids, if they ever show up, then I ain't going. Randy, go first. Messy desk, some feet, some dancers, or a car wheel? Dancers. This is a COVID question. Where do you go to meet new people?
That assumes I want to meet new people.
It does indeed.
I go on different podcasts to meet new people, or I've got people that come on my podcast.
Excellent. How often do new people show up at kickboxing?
We've had quite a bit of an influx in new people, but usually January, lots of new people because everybody's got to set their New Year's resolution to lose weight and go exercise more.
Yeah.
So come January, I'll meet lots of new people.
Have you ever broadcasted a podcast from kickboxing?
I have not.
There's an idea.
Ooh.
There's an idea. Excellent. Now, what's your podcast called?
The Write or Die Show.
The Write or Die Show. That seems pretty absolute to me.
No, but it's write like writing because I interview authors.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Excellent. And last but not least, question 5. Jean, you can pick a messy desk, some feet, or a car wheel.
Well, I recently cleaned up my messy desk, but I think I'm going to go with the car wheel because I also bought a new vehicle this year as well. So I'll go with that car wheel. Well,
this question is made for you, Jean. How do you flirt?
Like this. I don't do a lot of flirting. I mean, I've been married most of my life, and but we do still flirt once in a while, and just not a whole lot of it. Sometimes I'm friendly with people and they think it's flirting, and I'm just like, I was just being friendly. I think that comes with the territory in the South in the United States because we are known for our friendly demeanor. And sometimes people just kind of take that the wrong way. So you can just smile, you can wink at somebody, and they think that you're, ready to go out on a date with them. But sometimes you got to put the brakes on that. But I would say if I was going to flirt now, yeah, I'm not very aggressive. I'm not very outgoing when it comes to making that first move. So I'd probably wait for somebody to flirt with me before I flirted back with them.
That's interesting. There was a thing on the news the other day, one of these satirical websites, and it said, people from Yorkshire, which is where we come from, people from Yorkshire caused stir on London Underground by walking around saying hello to people, made people uneasy and complain and all that stuff. Anyway, that's the end of the show. One of these ladies is going through to the next round. Now, you can decide who, and it's very easy. So to vote for Jean, leave a comment. To vote for Randi, leave a comment. It must be on FunkyThinkers.com. If you're listening to us on Spreaker or iHeartRadio or YouTube or anything like that, it will not count. Must be on FunkyThinkers.com. Find this episode page. And the winner of this episode will go through to the next round. Jean, how can we find out more about you and buy all your books?
Oh, yes. Come to my website. Well, you can actually go to Amazon and look up my books. My name for my children's books is J.B. Robor, and my name for my adult books, not adult content books, but adult books, is Jean Bailey Robor. You can also find me at jeanbaileyrobor.com. Thank you.
Excellent. And Randi, how can we buy all your books and listen to your podcast?
Again, on Amazon, if you look me up, Randi Bowslaugh, you'll see all of my books. My podcast, you can listen to it on Spotify or YouTube, and you get to see my funky makeup that I do on it. As well, I've got TikTok, so follow me on TikTok at Right or Die Show.
Excellent. Ladies, thank you so much. Very funky. We will see one of you in the next round. Thanks so much, and speak soon.